Hello and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. This is a build that we did after the Enchanted by Nature pack came out, and I wanted to do either like a fairy cottage, or they have the plant sims are now more like in the world now and more prominent. So I wanted to do something for that, or there, because in the world, I don't know if you have it or not, but in the world there's a section for fairies, there's a section for plant sims, and then there's a section for gnomes. Like, it's a big gnome thing. I don't know. So this one's it's in the plant sim area of the world, but I made it for gnomes. There's gnomes everywhere, so if you play in here, it's going to be annoying during Harvest Fest, or if you have Gnomeler, the ailment, which I need to tell you about that here in a minute. But anyway, so I wanted to make some kind of like little cottage. I don't really know how to explain it, with weird roofing, like all the curved roofing and all of that. So on stream, we made the shell pretty much, and then I never touched it again. This was this is literally the day after the pack came out. So this was July 11th. The pack came out July 10th. And we made the shell, and then I kind of forgot about it. So yesterday, I wanted to put out a video, and I'm trying to do this one video, but it's very outside of my comfort zone. So I can't figure out how to build it. So that's when I was like, hey, I have builds that we started and I haven't finished because, squirrel brain, ADHD, I don't ever finish anything. So I was like, let's just finish this. So, everything was already, the shell is the hardest part normally. So that was already done. Anyway, that's what we're doing. And most of it, I haven't looked at how many packs have been used, but most of it I used Enchanted by Nature, the base game. I know the wallpaper, like the wooden wallpaper you see on the outside, that is, I think that is Horse Ranch or Cottage Living. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look at that. But that window in the front, the glass framed in the front, that is base game wallpaper, the new, glass wallpaper that they gave us. So I know that's base game. I don't think there's that many packs, but I could be wrong. We'll have to look at it at the end. But anyway, it's a very small house. It's only 1 bedroom, 1 bath. We made on stream, we made a girl to go in this house. Her name is Gnome Shroom or something. Yeah, Gnome Shroom is her name. I don't know why we just decided to make a sim with it. I'm going to put it on the gallery too. I did play test it and everything worked. I had to manipulate it a little bit because, again, this is you'll see here in a second when we go on the inside to do the floor plan. It took me a minute because it's small. It's small, but it's so cute, and it has like all the greenery everywhere, and it's more my style. I'm trying to build a rooftop bar, like a modern rooftop bar in San Myshuno, and it's not working. I keep getting like an outline of a building, but then I can't figure out how to lay out the top because I want an infinity pool in it. But then it's like, how do I get there? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. And so instead of actually sitting there and figuring it out, squirrel moment, and I just went to a different build. But this only took me if I would have actually stayed on it and didn't fiddle fart around, it only took me barely an hour and a half, 2 hours to completely furnish it. And then the backyard is what also, the yard area, landscaping and how to lay out the yard is my hardest part in The Sims, which is funny because in Animal Crossing, it's the easiest part. I can decorate the outside of Animal Crossing, a whole island, easy, doesn't bother me. I can do it. But in the house of Animal Crossing, it messes me up because the spacing and everything else. But in The Sims, it's opposite. I can decorate a house just fine. It's easy for me. But once you get to the outside, laying out the outside, I will sit and stare at the outside for hours. The last video I did about the boho build challenge, oh my gosh, I sat there for 2 hours. I have 2 hours of footage of nothing. It's just sitting on the same screen, just scrolling because I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, we're back in the house and we're starting on the bedroom. I laid out a few things just so I kind of knew where everything was going to go. And I kind of laid out the living room, the kitchen, just so I could get a grasp on what space I had. And I really wanted that tree bookshelf to work. But you can size it down, but then when you put items on the bookshelf, they float. So it looks wrong, and it won't let you, you can do control 9 or 0 to go up or down. It won't let you go down. So I had to get rid of that and use the other bookshelves. But it turns out so cute. It's very cramped in here. Now, it's just her that lives here. So if you end up playing in this house with her, you're going to need, and you end up getting her married or having a partner or whatever, you're going to need to like rearrange this room because you can only get on the bed from one side. It's very, very tight. So just a warning, if you do play in this house and you end up having two Sims in here, you're going to have to move it. The living room, I haven't used this fireplace yet or the little mushroom shelves. So I thought what I'd do is instead of always putting stuff on the mushroom shelves, I would just make it look like they're growing out of the wall, especially because it's like the mossy stone. You know, do you see what I'm saying? Like it's growing because it's like mossy and moisture. So like there's mushrooms and stuff growing out of it. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I did also do that in the bedroom. So we'll see. And then the kitchen is all green. I don't know why, but the green is like, this whole house is green. The roof is green. The outside is green. The inside is green. I try to add pops of like pink and like coral kind of colors just so it broke up all the green in it, but it looks so cute. I feel like it looks cute. Also, that thing I just put up in the air, it looked cute, but for some reason your Sims can't walk underneath it, which I don't understand why they make it. If your Sims can't walk underneath it, they do the same thing with chandeliers. If they're too low, even if they're the shortest height, if they're too low, they won't walk underneath it. So I had to get rid of that. So it doesn't look as cute, but you know, we're getting there. Anyway, now we're going to the outside, and I tried to do like terrain stuff, but it didn't work. So that's why I leveled all of it, because dealing with foundations and platforms and terrain paint makes me want to drink at 9 a.m. So I did it. But I found this stone fencing in debug, and I thought it looked really cool, so I made that go all the way around. Now I'm just doing a little bit of landscaping. I cut out a lot of the landscaping just to not bore you and to not make this long, but at the end of it I decided to add a back patio so that way you could get to the greenhouse that I end up installing, which you'll see here in a minute. And I thought it turned out pretty cute. Now the backyard, like the back of the house, really doesn't have anything. It's kind of just bare, but I think that's okay. I mean, we have a side yard instead, so I feel like that makes up for it. But we're about to start on the greenhouse, which is really simple. I didn't really know what else to put in there except some planter boxes, but it's all the really pretty like clear glass in the clear roof. So let me jump into the house and I will show you around. Okay, so here is our little gnomey cottage thing. You can see there's gnomes everywhere. I actually, before I started recording this voiceover, I actually added a whole bunch more because I felt like it wasn't gnomey enough. There's not enough gnomes inside, you'll see, because I forgot that that's what we were doing when I came back. Because like I said, I built this in July. It is now August 26th, so it's been a while. So I forgot that's what we were doing. I thought it was a fairy cottage, but it's a gnome cottage. So I added some more. But let me show you around. Isn't it cute? I'm actually really proud of this backyard layout. I haven't done anything like this before. And again, if you hear Millie, I'm really sorry. She doesn't ever stop. So it's, like I said, it's only one story because roofing and everything else with a small upstairs just doesn't work. So I only made it one story. We have a little bitty patio with tons of gnomes, little garden. I think it turned, I mean, I'm not very good at landscaping and I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty proud of these plants in the front. It looks really full. But you walk in the front door, you have your little dining area, and yes, you can sit in all the seats. I play tested it. The living room, you can get in here. You can get into this bathroom. This whole bathroom, even though it doesn't look like it, is fully functional. The shower, sink, and toilet, I tested it all. Works. Fireplace works. And then this is like the little mushroom thing I was talking about, how it looks like they're growing up. And then these are like little stools that they can sit on, but I thought they were really cute as like more mushrooms to add to this. The bedroom is fully functional, except you can't, I don't think they can get in on this side, but they can, they may be able to. I didn't test this one, but I know they can get it on this side. And it just has, I mean, it's just basic. It has a drawer and I mean, anything and everything that you can think of from Enchanted by Nature is in here. I did put more gnomes on the bookshelves everywhere, so it looked more gnomey, because this is when it kicked in that we're supposed to be doing a gnome house and not a fairy house. So there's that. Over here is the kitchen. It's kind of small. I did end up making it bigger than what it looks like in the video because I wanted to add this back porch area so that way you could come here and you wouldn't have to go all the way around. I didn't want to have to make another path like going this way, so I thought this was a better idea. Put a little roof on it and everything, so that works. And then in here, the little circular area, which by the way, these windows were a pain in my butt to put up because it doesn't, rounded walls are the glitchiest thing, I swear. I don't know why it's so hard, but it is. So we put a little computer desk in here, which again, all of this furniture is Enchanted by Nature. This isn't. This rug is actually from the nursery kit. I didn't realize that, but it looks so pretty and it brings in other colors. Anyway, all of these pictures are the pictures you can make from, I think, the pressed flower kit, which I actually have right here, and that comes from Enchanted by Nature, so that's also gameplay feature. This can hold all your elixirs. Here's the apothecary table, all of that. You come out here, and then you have the greenhouse, and like I said, I don't really know what all to put in here, so I put like tons of planter boxes. I probably could have put like gardening stuff in here, but I was done building at that point. There's more stuff out here. The grass isn't supposed to look like that, but it was summer and it was in a heat wave, so like everything was all wavy and it was bothering me, and I had to change it. Also, I meant to put this somewhere else, but you do have the fairy home here, the fairy house or whatever. You can sleep and regenerate emotional force. You also have this disguised dwelling fairy home. So you have multiple, there's I was about to say Sims everywhere. There's gnomes everywhere. You have like a cute, this is from Enchanted by Nature, a cute little swing set out here. Why? Because it looks nice, even though there's no kids. It looks nice. I don't know. Like I said, the backyard doesn't have anything, but just don't go back there and you'll be fine. But that's all of it. I hope you enjoyed this little build. It's not very long. I think it's only going to be like probably 15 minutes long, maybe, if not, maybe a little bit longer. But if you want to download the house, I can totally put it on the gallery. Hold on. Oh, look, the picture actually looks good. Okay, so it doesn't tell me my packs anymore when I do this. I don't know. Hold on. It'll be called Gnome Cottage. Gnome Cottage is what it's going to be called. So if you would like to download it, my EA ID is just Nikki Picky. That's all it is. It's pretty simple. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this build, and I will see you later. Love you later. Bye.